9:45. We're back here on BT. We're going to talk Whitecaps FC in a second, but Satiar Shah, Sportsnet 650 Radio. I know my Halloween costume for 2018. I'm going as Satiar Shah. Separated at birth?
Well, yeah, I can use you. I'm going white too, so before you know it, you and I will have the same haircut.
Look at this. Look at this. Well, listen, we're bringing you on because the most important matchup in Whitecaps franchise history goes tonight, the second leg of this Western Conference semi-final. Whitecaps, Sounders. What do you make of what we saw in Game 1? Because that was a completely different match from what we saw against the San Jose Earthquakes.
Well, Carl Robinson sort of had to change up his roster a little bit, and the big reason why was they had to play that extra play-in match. The Caps failed to get that by winning at the end of the season, so that forced them to play an extra match. And now you have a couple of guys that are banged up. So the Caps had to play a bit of a conservative approach. Now, you can debate whether they went too conservative or whatnot.
One shot on that was boring.
It was. And when the Sounders, give them credit, they changed the game plan up. The Whitecaps like to counterattack, don't like having possession, but the Sounders forced them to, and then the Whitecaps didn't know what to do with the ball, pretty much. You saw what you did, but the positive is a 1-1 draw or a 1-0 win will get you through to the next round. So the Caps are still in a decent position here to pull this off, but winning in Seattle is going to be tough.
Talk about the atmosphere in Seattle. CenturyLink Field, I mean, sometimes we get 20,000 strong in BC Place, but what is that atmosphere like in Seattle, and how can that be an ultimate advantage for the team?
It is intimidating. I mean, it's just like watching the 12s, the Seattle Seahawks. They really get after it. And the same thing for the Sounders. Not quite at that level, but when you have the 50, 60, 70,000 fans screaming and yelling, and they really get the energy quite up, it's going to be really difficult for the Whitecaps. They have to stay composed, but the good news here is the Sounders are also a bit banged up. They're not coming in with their best roster. They will have Clint Dempsey back, but we're not sure if Rodriguez or Alonso play, and that could play a huge factor in the Whitecaps' favor.
So if you're a coach, Carl Robinson, and you got to give the pep talk to the players, one, what do you say? And two, what's the strategy? They went very defensive in the first leg. In this second leg, how do you play this away match?
I think the Caps don't have a choice but to be defensive in this matchup as well. They have to try to sit back and counterattack. The big issue is Christian Teixeira, Yordi Reyna, will they be ready to start the match? It doesn't look like it. I do think that Robinson is pushing the right buttons. He says, hey, we're going to win. That's the approach you have to have going into Seattle. You can't go in there hoping that you draw 0-0 and get to extra and penalties. You have to have that approach that we're going to play our best style we can and try to win this match. It is imperative for the Whitecaps to win this match, or at least get that 1-1 draw.
And who do you think will be the ultimate star of this match, win or lose, stand up for the Whitecaps tonight on the pitch?
Ooh, for the Whitecaps? Okay, I'll go with this. I'll say that tonight, Christian Teixeira gets in and scores 1 goal for the Whitecaps, who makes a difference. My buddy John Jang on the show says they won't get it done. I believe they will, so I'm just going to go with the fact that the Whitecaps will pull this off somehow.
Okay, I like the positivity on that. And when we look at the history of this franchise, whether you love soccer or you're just getting into it, how important is this matchup when you look at the team and what it's been able to accomplish in its first few years?
I think it's massive. The Whitecaps have yet to have real playoff success. If you want to capture the imagination of this market, you have to become a contender. There are a lot of sort of fair weather fans who don't know if they should jump on the bandwagon. So far, they haven't seen exciting soccer in the first leg of this match. If you win this or get through, though, people love backing a winner, right? And we haven't seen playoff success in this city since 2011, whether that was the BC Lions or the Canucks coming close. So if the Caps can make a run here, that's what captures the imagination of this market.
Well, we get to see that imagination hopefully come to life. 7:30 tonight, the matchup goes down in Seattle. Our Vancouver Whitecaps FC taking on the Seattle Sounders FC. You think if the Whitecaps win, we'll see a proposal on the pitch?
You know what? That would be fun, wouldn't it? That'd make us all happy.